Welcome back to Chinatown Gang Stories, Jay.
Hey Mike, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us again. People always say there's always two sides to the story, but some people say there's always three sides to the story. The reason why you choose to come on today is because you want to dispute some of the things that Mike Lau said on the previous video.
Yes, there was an incident he spoke about, the Sun Sing Theater incident, yes.
I mentioned before, like I chased one kid, like we drove the cab, and most of the time the gang members, the real criminals knew our cab. Like they would come by and say, "Hey, Mike, what's up?" You know, and then, you know, we talk about, "Hey, how's it going? How's this girl? How's that girl?" You know, stop selling fireworks in this corner or whatever. But on this one particular incident, this kid came to and there's one kid that I actually knew from before I came on the job. Because he was in the after school program that I was like a student teacher at. He sees me and he starts running, boom, 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 boom. Runs into a movie theater.
Which one?
Sun Sing on East Broadway.
Movie theater, okay.
And I won't mention the kid's name, but I hear two clanks. First clank is when he tore something. The second clank, he was trying to go through the emergency exit, which happened to be locked. Which was probably illegal. So I don't know what happened there, but I grabbed the kid and I said, "Hey, why are you running?" He goes, "Oh, well, I didn't know it was you." And you know, that's not true. So I went to the theater people and I said, "I want to do me a favor, can you turn on the lights?" And I went up and I said, you know, Mike Lau, NYPD, we're in plain clothes. And I said, "Can everybody do me a favor? Just look down below you and you see something that doesn't belong there, just raise your hand." And some guy raises his hand, and I walked over. Of course, there's the gun. So, you know, we covered the gun. I picked up the gun, you know, and the theater actually gave us like a standing ovation.
Oh, nice.
You know, it was like something, it was so funny. Like, I'll never forget it. And then the kid ended up going to juvenile court, and I don't think he did time for it.
He made an arrest, and I know this individual. This individual happens to be my younger brother, so I know exactly what went down that day, how it went down, and you know, he told me the story. Of course, I believe him. You know, there's no reason for him to lie about it. He wouldn't lie to me about it to begin with, and you know, maybe one day he can come on the channel and tell you his story personally. But I do remember him telling me that he saw the cops. They were in the cab, yeah. So he went in the theater. He pulled the clip out of the gun and threw it separately. So he attempts to exit the theater, and there goes Mike Lau. He immediately asks, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" You know. So yeah, they end up flicking on the lights, search for the gun, and one of the officers finds the gun, and it was actually on the stage. And the officer actually told Mike, 2 more inches, just 2 more inches. If that gun slid 2 more inches, he would have got away with it. And yeah. So they nabbed him for it, but like I said, you know, hopefully one day he can come on the channel and tell you himself personally. Yeah.
What is that about the 2 inches? Why just another 2 inches he would have got away with it?
Well, he threw the gun towards the stage, so the gun landed on the stage, on the very end, and just 2 more inches further in, it would have fell down into this crack where the police would never be able to retrieve it, you know, unless you tear the damn thing apart. So, yeah, the officer told him that he was... so
it was like right on the ledge of the platform?
On the platform of the stage.
It would have fell down, and you would have just had to tear off the whole platform.
You would have, exactly, you would have to do a lot of demolition to get to it. I mean, and you know, they're not going to do that. So, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
The person that Mike Lau arrested was actually your younger brother.
Correct. Yes.
He hung out with the Tung On.
He was also Tung On T.O., Tung On.
Because you were like the youngest member at the time. I mean,
I was.
how old were you during that time when he got arrested?
Well, I was away actually. I was already put away for an incident, and that's when one of my friends had recruited my younger brother, which I was not happy about
and how
at
old
all.
was your brother when he got arrested?
Early teens.
Early teens?
Yeah, probably 13 or something like that.
13,
Yeah, I believe he had the same judge too. He probably had Judge Judy. He doesn't recall, but
Judge Judy.
I remember we having a conversation about it a long time ago, and I think he had the same judge, Judge Judy. Yeah.
Who was his dialogue?
He was actually under an individual named Mike. Yeah, his dialogue was Mike. And Mike didn't have too many soldiers.
There was that yellow taxi cab that Mike Lau was in.
Yeah, he saw the yellow taxi cab. He spotted them immediately. So
And he started running.
he didn't run at all. He was calm about it. He spotted them, so he started walking into the theater. You know how you're in the lobby of the theater where you're looking at the posters, the coming soon attractions and stuff.
Yeah,
so he's there in the lobby.
That was the
Sun Sing Theater. So he's pretending like, he's looking at the coming attractions, whatever, and he spots him from the corner of his eye. And he's telling him, come over here. So, he immediately walks into, there's this curtain.
Yeah.
And you walk right in. You walk through the curtain, and there's a movie theater, So, as soon as he gets past the curtains, that's where he, takes apart the gun, chucks it, turns back around and starts exiting the theater. And that's when Michael Lau appears and just, immediately started asking him, where's the gun? Because Michael Lau knew that us, the younger guys, specifically the really young ones, were the ones who carried the guns.
A 13-year-old who does a shooting is just like a slap on the wrist for them.
Yeah. So, was my brother guilty? Yes, he was guilty. But, I mean, did you see him throw the gun? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No, you didn't. But I'll let him explain. I'll let him tell the story the way it is. One day if he chooses to come on the channel. So yeah. He's not gonna throw it into the same direction. But eventually they found a clip as well. They found a gun. They were like, "Where's the clip?" They started questioning about the clip, and he's like, "What clip?" He doesn't know. He's playing stupid, But I think he got away with it, but I mean, you know how it was back in those days.
What did he end up doing?
I'm not sure, but it's juvenile. Maximum sentence 18 months. Back in those days, maximum sentence for a juvenile was 18 months. And in my case, I got the max, and it was I had to do 6 months mandatory out of that. I did a lot more than that though, but I didn't. But we were all young and dumb. At one point, because I had went away for a little bit. That's when he came out. Then when I come out, he's away for that gun charge. Then eventually he comes back out, and at one point we're actually on the streets together. And I remember there was one incident where Speed had spoke about in one of the videos.
Oh, okay.
The Speed, Jimmy and Kenny video.
Big Head, Kenny, and Speed.
Yeah, that video. And he had spoke about an incident in Atlantic City where, he had beef with T.O., Tung On, us. That was actually us. I was actually there. I remember the incident. The beef we had with the Dragons at Atlantic City. Okay. We went to a concert. It was a concert. And I remember it was around the mooncake festival, the mooncake holiday. What's that?
Buy you something.
Buy you something. Okay, I remember it was around then because I remember I was selling mooncakes, and I had money, and we went to AC. I remember that.
That's when you guys go to the, like the restaurants and
Oh yeah.
people sell the mooncakes at an inflated price, and that's how you guys get the money. And then you went to Atlantic City with that money.
That's what I was doing. I was selling mooncakes at ridiculous prices, and yeah, that was one of the hustles. And I remember going to AC, and I was beat because I was doing a lot of running around to all these stores selling this mooncake, getting this money. And so I went to the room and took a nap. These guys go downstairs and they bump into like 30, 40 dragons downstairs. So
how many of you guys were there?
There wasn't much of us, maybe 10 at most, I'm thinking. But we were young and wild, and they went downstairs. They bumped heads in the lobby somewhere, and it just went out. Had a brawl. They had a lot of guys, but it ended very quickly. Security got there very quick. It's a casino. Millions of cameras all over the place. Once you have an incident, they're all over you, So it didn't last very long, but we didn't back down, They had more than double, triple the amount of guys that we had, and we duked it out. Yeah. Man, what are you talking? Early 90s,
Early
man.
90s, yeah.
Early 90s, yeah. So long time ago.
The big head was Tung On Dai Lo. He joined the Tung On like around 79, and then eventually he became a Dai Lo.
When I joined, he wasn't around anymore,
When you joined, what year was that?
1989. It was
89. And he
probably summer of 89.
When you joined the Tung On, Big Head was probably in Hong Kong at that time, so he wasn't around.
Yeah, he wasn't around. I believe that's, after, Clifford Moji Fai brung in Sonny and his crew, and these guys came, what I heard was they're from the West Coast. They're from Cali, Sonny. So when he brung in Sonny, that's when they were, I believe they were pushed out. And, he mentioned about, I know he had mentioned he had a falling out with Tiger, Steven.
Yeah,
so
Tiger Boy.
It can possibly be about that, about the streets,
So Sonny was closer to Tiger Boy?
No, Clifford, I guess they just needed new faces, just a whole new crew.
Whole new crew, and that's where, when I guess Big Head got like pushed out of the Tung On.
Yeah, I mean, possibly Clifford was making a move, Jimmy was friendly with the other crews. Maybe there's a possibility they didn't like that. Who knows? I don't know. You know what I mean? So maybe they needed, new muscle.
New muscle, younger, more, determined.
Yeah, and that would maybe not give lip and just take orders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just do as you're told. Just go down and do as you're told.
Exactly. Big Head was more like a diplomat.
Correct.
He wanted to smooth things out.
That's what I see, and that may possibly be a problem for them. Because he said he knew Shadows and whatever. We were cool. I mean, when I was on the streets, we were not cool with the Shadows. We had beef. So. Times changed, things were different when I was there.
The way Big Head handled was more like the triad way, right? More like negotiations, out there trying to make money. And not resort to violence unless it's absolutely necessary.
Try to talk it out
Yeah,
first.
talk it out first.
And for us, it was, you know,
Shoot first.
shoot
later.
first, we'll talk later. You know, yeah, you know.
So I guess that's what Clifford wanted, huh?
Possibly, you know.
I guess because of all the shootings coming from the Flying Dragons and the Ghost Shadows all those years, you know, the Tung On was taking a beating.
We were going at it with everybody.
Even with the Canal Boys, BTK.
Yeah, and maybe.
Right after you guys.
Yeah, we had
a lot of enemies.
A lot of enemies, you know, and we're like in the center of it all. You got Fook Ching on the right, you got Dragons on the left.
Fook Ching came later on, and then there was a battle for East Galway.
We spoke about that.
The Tung On. Which gang was like the Tung On's like biggest challenge? You say, during your era, was it the BTK, the Fook Ching, Ghost Shadows, or the Flying?
It was definitely the Dragons.
Flying Dragons.
Yeah, because they were. I guess you can say at one point the Dragons were the most powerful group in Chinatown. And yeah, of course, you know, we were beefing with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as I joined, we always had beef with them from start. Yeah, they were like enemy number one. You know? But yeah.
Were you around during that time with the BTK shootings at the gambling house? The one Teardrop spoke about?
I don't think so. I think it's a little before me.
That was before
probably just before me. You know, he's probably like 87. He's talking about 87, 88.
Yeah.
So that's before me. Yeah, I know. Late 80s was pretty rough, man. Chinatown.
Oh yeah, those guys went into home invasions.
Well, sometimes these home invasions, they're targeting the owner of businesses.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of them went unreported.
Yeah.
We'll continue next time. There's plenty more stories to come.
Yes, for sure.
A lot of surprises, right?
Yep, more to come, guys.
I mean, you see how everything is connected?
Yeah. I mean,
one day we'll find another topic that we can focus on and go from there.
Oh, for sure. There's going to be a lot more of that. Yeah, a lot more of that.
Thank you, Jake.
Yep. Thank you, Mike. All right.
Bye-bye.